If your Yvonne isn't hitting hard, you're probably using her wrong. And this one mistake might be killing your damage. In this guide, I'm going to show you how to fix that and fully maximize her DPS. I'm going to cover her best build, the exact rotation that spikes her damage and gets you to her ult as quick as possible, and the best teams to run her in so you can start deleting enemies instantly. So first off, let's look at her. Her main attributes are intellect, and a secondary attribute is agility. And you can see here she's a damage dealer, solidify, and crit because she's cryo. Now her ability matrix, then we want to prioritize her ult. Her ult is her main source of damage. And then second is going to be her basic attacks. And then you're going to go with the skill and then the combo in that order as far as priority is. Now if you can rank them all up, that's great. But if you got to choose, go in that order. The best gear is going to be the MI security set. You're going to get the MI security overalls with intellect and agility, and you're going to get that basic attack damage bonus. I'm going to tell you why this helps a little bit later. And you also want to double up on the MI security toolkit. This is your intellect and agility, but also you're doubling up on the crit rate, which is a great bonus for her also. And that really helps her kit out. Alright, so her best weapon is going to be the Artsy Tyrannical. You're going to get an intellect boost, a critical rate boost, and you're also going to get damage from her fracture, which gives you a boost in cryo damage dealt. A good second option is going to be the Navigator. This also gives you a boost in intellect, cryo damage boost, but then you have Infliction, which also gives you a higher crit rate. This gun is a really close second. If you don't get the signature weapon, this is going to be your best bet, and it's actually really good. The third option, not quite as good as the others, but it's going to be Home Longing. You get an agility boost, which is her secondary attribute, but you also still get a cryo damage boost, and you get an attack boost from the suppression. So this is a third option, not quite as good as the others, but it still works well for you. So this team is a cryo infliction team. You're going to have Last Right and Shahi giving inflictions, and also you're going to use the amp from Shahi to give a boost for Yvonne's ult. Another team is going to be a nature infliction team, where you're going to have Gearberta and Fluorite. Both of them are going to give nature inflictions, which Yvonne can consume just like the cryo infliction. So both are good. So Yvonne's ultimate really just enhances her basic attack. And that's why it's so vital for you to rank up her ultimate and basic attack together, because the damage combined really makes a difference when you perform her ult. And basically her ult, you get a critical rate buff, and after you reach the max stacks for the critical rate buff, she gains a critical damage buff. And when the skill's about to end, Yvonne's last enhanced attack becomes an enhanced final strike that deals massive cryo damage. And if the enemy is solidified, you get even more damage. So that's kind of why you have to do a few things early on to kind of boost her basic attack and solidify the opponent or the enemy so you can get the maximum damage from her ult. So now let's get to the good stuff. How do you play her? Alright, so you got really, let me tell you your goal with Yvonne. The main thing you want to do is apply cryo or nature infliction with one of your teammates, and then you want to consume that infliction with the skill of Yvonne. And the reason for this is when she consumes an infliction, she gains energy for her ultimate. And you want to consume that and get to her ultimate as fast as possible, because her ultimate is a primary source of damage, and that's what you want to use as frequently as possible. So now let's look at this. You want to consume 2 or 3 inflictions at a time. And what that's going to do, once you consume 5 inflictions, that should give you the full energy for your ultimate. So you don't want to consume 1 infliction, because that's going to make your rotations a little longer, and you want to shorten them and get to that ult as fast as you can. So when you consume 2 inflictions or 3 inflictions, you're going to actually see you trigger her combo. And when her combo activates, she basically just throws a Frosty Bitey at them, and that Frosty Bitey just basically does damage and then applies solidification at the end. And this is what you want to use right before your ult, because the ult does more damage to an opponent or an enemy when they are suffering from solidification than if they're not. You want to get the 5 inflictions consumed, and that's going to give you your ult. And then as soon as you kick that combo off where she kicks that Frosty Bitey out, you want to go ahead and get ready to perform your ult so you can get the most damage out. And when you put it all together, the ult's going to look like this.